Dear listeners, welcome back to Flavors and Knowledge, the podcast where we dive deep into the art of cooking, the science behind ingredients, and the rich stories that make food so much more than just a meal. I'm your host, Noah Mitchell, speaking from Chef Walter's Cooking School in Rhode Island, USA, bringing you narrated, factual culinary education with honest food talk and a few opinions along the way. So let's explore the diverse world of flavors together. This segment is titled, The Plant-Based Revolution. So let me begin with you. Sitting down at a table laden with vibrant colors and intoxicating aromas, no steak or chicken in sight, yet the plate feels abundant, satisfying, and alive. That's the essence of plant-based cuisine, a way of eating that has quietly sustained civilizations for thousands of years, and is now stepping into the spotlight with fresh energy. It isn't a modern fad or a restrictive diet. It's a rich, evolving tradition rooted in wisdom about the earth, the body, and the interconnectedness of all life. Its story begins long before anyone coined the term plant-based. In the high Andes, ancient peoples cultivated quinoa as their sacred mother grain, treasuring its complete nourishment in harsh mountain conditions. In Mesoamerica, the Aztecs and Mayans relied on chia seeds for endurance and vitality, grinding them into energy-packed drinks and doughs. Across India, Jain and Hindu traditions shaped meals around ahimsa, the principle of non-harm, turning lentils, grains, spices, and vegetables into intricate thalis that celebrate every part of the plant. In Buddhist monasteries from Japan to Korea, shojin, ryori, and sachal eumsik emerged as meditative practices in which chefs treated every root, leaf, and seed with reverence, avoiding even pungent alliums to keep the mind clear and the spirit gentle. Ethiopian Orthodox Christians observed long fasting periods, making lentil stews, injera, and spiced greens the everyday foundation of their tables. These weren't sacrifices. They were expressions of harmony with the land and respect for life. Over centuries, colonial powers and industrial shifts pushed many of these traditions to the margins, favoring high-yield crops and animal agriculture. Yet the knowledge never disappeared. It lingered in temple kitchens, family recipes, and indigenous communities. Then, in recent decades, something shifted. People began rediscovering these ancient foods, millets from Africa and Asia, jackfruit in tropical regions, mushrooms cultivated for their meaty texture, while modern ingenuity created approachable versions of familiar favorites. What started as a necessity and a spiritual practice evolved into a conscious choice for many, driven by a desire for lighter bodies, clearer minds, and a gentler footprint on the planet. Nutritionally, plant-based eating offers a quiet kind of abundance that surprises those who expect it to feel limiting. When you draw from a wide palette, beans, nuts, seeds, whole grains, leafy greens, roots, and fruits, you receive protein in complete forms, as quinoa and soy demonstrate so elegantly. Fiber arrives in generous waves, supporting steady energy and happy digestion. Antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals flow freely from colorful produce, helping the body fend off inflammation and maintain balance. Many who adopt this way of eating notice steadier moods, smoother skin, and a sense of lightness that comes from meals built on living plants rather than heavy animal fats. The variety itself becomes medicine, rotating between Indian dals one day, Korean temple-inspired namel the next, and Ethiopian lentil wats keeps the palate engaged and the body well-rounded. Of course, no way of eating is perfect, and plant-based cuisine has its own nuances to navigate thoughtfully. Some nutrients that occur naturally and abundantly in animal foods, particularly vitamin B12, certain forms of iron, and omega-3s, require a bit more attention, often through fortified foods or mindful pairings, such as combining lentils with vitamin C-rich vegetables to boost absorption. Highly processed plant-based substitutes, while convenient, can sometimes lean on additives and oils that echo the very convenience foods they aim to replace. And for those new to the approach, It can feel like learning a new language in the kitchen until the rhythm of soaking beans, fermenting batters, and layering spices becomes second nature. Yet these are not roadblocks. They are invitations to cook more intentionally, to connect more deeply with ingredients, and to build meals that truly nourish rather than merely fill. What makes plant-based cuisine so compelling today is its quiet power to bridge worlds. It honors ancient wisdom while embracing innovation. Think mycelium steaks grown from fungi or creamy oat milks that froth beautifully in coffee. It supports the revival of neglected crops such as millets and ancient grains, helping to restore biodiversity on farms and plates alike. In cultures where meat was once a luxury or a rarity, plant-forward eating feels like coming home. In places where it was abundant, it offers a lighter, more resilient path forward. It invites flexibility. Some follow it fully, others weave it into their weeks as a way to feel good and do good. At its heart, plant-based cuisine is less about what you leave out and more about what you welcome in. The crunch of fresh herbs, the earthy depth of fermented soy, the natural sweetness of roasted roots, the comforting warmth of a shared pot of stew. It reminds us that food can be both simple and profound, that the earth provides generously when we listen to its rhythms. Whether you're exploring a temple-inspired meal, recreating a grandmother's lentil curry, or simply adding more beans and greens to your table, you're stepping into a living tradition, one that has fed humanity for millennia and continues to nourish it with grace, flavor, and care. There's real joy in that discovery, and it's waiting right there in your kitchen. In conclusion, friends, thanks for joining me on today's journey through flavors and knowledge. If you would like recipes associated with our podcasts, be sure to visit and subscribe free to our newsletter. All the links will be in the show notes. Remember to taste thoughtfully, cook with passion, and keep exploring the endless world of food. Subscribe for more, share with a fellow food lover, and I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, keep your eyes on the fire and stay curious. The content for this episode is written by Chef Walter and produced by Simval Media, USA.